Holy sh... What I figured out is that this is actually the best spot in my room to play at. This and that corner, but mostly this because I have more like space. I don't know. There's something about this wall in particular. There's nothing special about it. It's just a wall. But for some reason, it produces the best sound, repercussion. That's the word, maybe. I don't know, but it's the best wall to play on. Who knew? All right, so it's been a bit since I've done a video. Yeah, I've been lazy. I've been putting it off. I've been a bit sunburnt. But you know, it's all right. I'm doing a video now, so hopefully that makes up for it. Probably won't, but whatever. Oh wow, that light's getting brighter, huh? Choking on my own spit. That's great. The main reason, I guess, for these past, what was it? Yeah, 2 weeks now. Over 2 weeks, not posting. It's because I've been working on a new EP, which I will hopefully be releasing in a few weeks. Who knows? I just have one song left, and I just need to get it done. But I'm so close. I'm like almost there to finish recording. I worked on it quite a bit this morning. I was gonna record some of it, but didn't end up doing that. So yeah, it'll just be a surprise. Do I announce it? Do I announce everything now? Do I wait? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'll be announcing my EP at some point soon. Yeah, get excited for that, please, because yeah, I've been working pretty hard on it. It's been interesting. It's been an interesting kind of journey with this one EP, kind of figuring out where my sound is kind of fitting in. I think a big part for me right now in terms of my musical study during quarantine and just at this point in life is really trying to figure out what my sound is and just kind of how my sound fits in with all my other different sounds on different instruments, because multi-instrumentalist. Every instrument I play, I have a different sound on. It's just been really trying to meld it together and figure out what sounds good. But I really miss playing with people. I miss playing with other human beings and being able to work off of other humans. So you know who you are. If you're watching this, get on it. Ah, shit. Also noticed I'm like wearing all blues today. I mean, this is kind of blue. There's so many people screaming at me right now. Okay. I thought I'd talk about some of the things I've been learning from doing this EP musically and as a whole, in terms of music, really, actually. I can't figure out words. I can't English anymore. I haven't had like real conversations with people in so long. We're getting through it. You know what? I can do this. It's okay. We move. One of the biggest things I've really been kind of focusing on is that less is more in most cases. With my music, it's very beat centered. It's kind of a mix between like hip hop, lo-fi, and jazz. And I've gotten a lot of kind of inspiration from people like Christian Scott and Augie Bello, Bob Reynolds, and just these other people who do more with their music while still kind of keeping it like jazz. Because I use beats instead of an actual drum recording or an actual drum kit, just because that's what I have access to. There are times where I make beats that are really just overly complicated and they sound kind of good on their own, but then you put it into the context of the music and it sounds fucking awful. It's atrocious. And so it's really been pulling back from those and just kind of doing more simple beats while still at times putting in like some syncopation and other things that make it still a little more jazz. One huge thing is that I've been really trying to make my music sound human, if that makes sense. So much of my music that I make involves digital instruments, so all the drums, sometimes the keys, and sometimes the bass lines are MIDI or just completely digital. I mean, I do play the bass and the synth bass or synth keys or like a Rhodes key on that thing, but I mean, certain songs I'll switch out on different things just because of the way it sounds better, but it's also trying to make it sound like a human playing it while still having it sound the way it is. And that's a big challenge in terms of it's a computer. You can't do the same things a human can. You can't give emotion the same way necessarily through a computer. And that's something I've been trying to figure out, is how do I convey a certain emotional idea through computerized notes. And it's been a mixture of playing with different things like the reverb and the velocity, and how much can I, if I shift the pitch a bit or do these other things. So although there are digital instruments and electronic instruments, whatever you want to call it, it's still trying to make it sound somewhat human. My hair is being ridiculous. What I've also found pretty interesting or weird is it's really difficult to have both a trumpet and saxophone line playing together and make the saxophone the dominant instrument. So whenever I'd play a song and have both the trumpet and saxophone playing the same thing, even if it's chords, the trumpet always rings through more for some reason. I think it's just because it's a brighter and more brassy instrument, so it just dominates the saxophone. There's something about this thing that just wants to be overpowered by this thing. It's just what happened. So whenever I want the saxophone to be the more dominant main instrument on a song, I kind of have to pull the trumpet from the melody and kind of give it like its own side thing, or make it extremely quiet and playing notes nowhere near where the trumpet's or the saxophone's playing. So it's been an exploration of sorts, but it's been fun. I love what I do. I love the music I make. Not all of it I love, but I have a connection to every song I write, and I don't know. It's so different playing music and writing music and arranging and doing all this music, doing it on your own, and not having those other people to kind of react to and be able to play with. So you're very isolated, and you're kind of trying to make up your own reaction, and it's hard, but I'm finding this to be very helpful in terms of expressing creativity, and hopefully once I can get back with Bias and just with other people to play with, it will be different, and I can kind of express myself musically a little better. So to anyone who's looking to make music on their own, just in their house, but they're not sure, do it, because it's a very educational, it's a very helpful thing to do. I mean, I feel much more comfortable than I did at the beginning, and that's just because I've been working on it and kind of grinding nonstop. It takes a lot to shed for hours every day to every other day, but I mean, it helps so much. Even if it's just kind of a side hobby for you, I highly recommend. There's some bit of kind of gratification you get from playing music rather than just listening to it. So that's my 2 cents. Anyway, it's been a bit doing this. So did I cover everything I wanted to cover? I think so. I hope so. I don't know. But if I didn't, it'll be in the next video. So like the video, subscribe, And yeah, I'll see you guys eventually. Oh, I should also mention I'm looking at releasing a merch line with my upcoming EP and also another merch line just for this and music and me. So look forward to that, but I'm not going to actually talk about it. So next time.